It's the Happy Families podcast. It's the podcast for the time-poor parent who just wants answers now.
Let kids be kids. Let them enjoy the mud pile.
Because the hose can clean up pretty much anything, right?
And now here's the stars of our show, my mum and dad.
One of the great secrets of podcasts is that we often pretend that things are happening as we speak, but every now and again we jump into the studio a little bit early and get things done ahead of time. And that's what we've done for today's podcast. This is an I'll Do Better Tomorrow for the 4th of March, but we're actually recording it a few days early, right at the peak of Brisbane's floods.
Well, the only reason I'm here is because I can't get home.
So we've got a place, well, we're hiring a place on the coast because that's where we're moving. But you've been with me for a few days now, and I kind of feel like our family is all back together again, and it's heaven.
Well,
except for the fact that you don't want to be here.
No, I was about to say it could be heaven, except for now the house is fully dressed, ready to be sold, and I don't want anyone sitting on this beautiful white furniture with its beautiful fluffy cushions.
Well, that was going to be one of my big things for I'll Do Better Tomorrow. Don't buy nice furniture. So we've spent some money to have the professional stagers come in and make our house look pretty so that we can sell it. We can't sell it because the rain has destroyed our gardens and the landscapers have to come in and fix all of that up. And every time the kids move towards some furniture, you're like, no, sit on the floor. You're not sitting on the good furniture. That's not even our furniture. Stay away. Get the food away from there.
It's been a little bit stressful.
This is not how it's supposed to be when we're all together in our house. It's been horrible. Anyway, we're going to talk more about our I'll Do Better Tomorrows in just a second, because even though we're recording this a few days early, there has been so much going on for us that we don't have any problems talking about how we can be better parents tomorrow based on our reflections on the week so far that has been. But before we do that, Kylie, every now and again we get some really nice feedback on the podcast, and I wanted to share some today that came through from Shay, who emailed us via podcasts@happyfamilies.com.au to pass on some feedback, Mrs. Happy Families. Now, we don't normally read too much of the feedback that comes through, but this one, it touched me, and I thought I would share it, especially on the back of last week's I'll Do Better Tomorrow, where you and I both shared how we've been struggling a bit as parents, or we had been, and made a few failures. So Shay said, I've been listening to you both and reading your books for the past 8 years. Even before I had children, I would listen to you on your segment on the radio. I've always found your information to be helpful, informative, up to date, and so importantly coming from a place of compassion and humility. And then Shay says this: today I listened to your I'll Do Better Tomorrow episode about the big emotions that happened over the weekend, and how both you, Justin, and Kylie, who have all of this additional expertise in the area, still found it difficult, still didn't do it perfectly, and still got to the point of tears. Can I just say a huge thank you for being so honest and transparent with your audience to share something like that? I feel like out of all the things I've read and listened to on parenting, it felt so reassuring to know that even experts still have hard moments, and even experts have moments that make them cry. I think particularly Kylie sharing that she cried helped me as a mum feel that it's okay if after 7 or 8 years of parenting and learning as much as I can do to be a better parent, I can still also have those moments and cry, and it's okay. And I can also have those moments when I feel like a failure, and that's probably a part of the whole journey. Now, Shay went on further and talked about how we've never claimed to be perfect parents, which we don't. But I just thought what a wonderful message to get, and that's what this segment is really all about. That's why we do I'll Do Better on a Friday. I'll Do Better Tomorrow on a Friday, because we make a mess of things, from time to time. Me more than you, probably. And I think it's really important that people like Shay, in fact, any parent knows that this podcast is not for the perfect parent who doesn't need answers now. It's for the time-poor parent who's really struggling and wants some kind of an answer, hopefully now-ish.
You know, feedback like that has me a little bit emotional. It's as Shay acknowledged, it feels really vulnerable at times to kind of put yourself out there and share your failures, and we have plenty of them. But I hope that in doing so that people recognise that they're doing the best they can, and that they can resonate with the things that we're sharing and see hope. And I'm so grateful that, you know, the things that we share have given Shay hope.
Well, let's dive into this week's I'll Do Better Tomorrow. We've kind of already spilled the beans on a little bit of it. I'm going to go first today because you often have some really great stories. And this week, not so much for me because I've been so busy dealing with getting the house ready and trying to keep the kids off the furniture so that you don't have to get cranky at them. and I was going to actually talk about how hard it's been to just, like, I'm supposed to be happy that the family's together because of the rain and the fact that you've been stranded in Brisbane with me for several days. And I really am. And I have really loved being around the kids. But it's also been really stressful because we've got all the nice furniture and we've got the house apparently ready for sale. And so we're not allowed to kind of just live like we normally would. And it's been so stressful. But in spite of my take-home message being don't buy nice furniture when you've got young kids, the actual I'll Do Better Tomorrow that I wanted to share is a bit of a win. It's something that I think is really, really cool. One of our kids, our 18-year-old, has been stuck on the Sunshine Coast without us for multiple days while you've been down here unable to get back. And she's 18 years old. She's doing year 12. And while we have been in touch with her regularly over the phone, she's pretty much done it all herself. She's looked after her cooking, the cleaning, she's done her schoolwork, she's done all the stuff that she needs to do. She's gotten around, she's been safe, she's kept us in the loop about what's going on. She's handled herself like an adult. And I'm just I'm sitting back here going, maybe we've done okay with this one. Like, she's been a superstar.
She really has been a superstar. But what I loved out of this whole experience was actually that she rang a big sister and was having a chat with her, and her big sister kind of said to her, so what are you going to have for dinner tonight? She said, well, I've got this bacon. I don't know how long it's been in the fridge for. It smells a little bit weird. And Chanel's like, you got to get rid of that. What else have you got? She's like, well, there's some chicken here. And she went through the not very much because I'd left knowing that I was
fridge, thinking you'd only be gone for a day. Yeah,
I was coming back and doing the groceries. And so between the two of them, they created a shopping list, and then she was able to go off to the shops and organise herself for the next few days. And I loved how there was teamwork, that together they could work it out, and that she wanted her sister's input.
Yeah, brilliant. Oh, one other really quick win while we're at it. We had to do some handiwork in the house as we're getting it ready for sale. And I left our 14-year-old daughter with the power drill and with a set of units that needed to be pulled apart. And she did it all by herself. I said, here's what you've got to do. Here's the screwdriver. Here's the drill. Here's what you need to do. And 20 minutes later, the job was done. And I just went, oh, I love this. We've got to equip our kids for life.
She's probably better with the screwdriver than you, by the sounds of it.
After the break, we're going to find out Kylie's I'll Do Better Tomorrow and how to make lemons out of lemonade. No, hang on. That's around the wrong way. How to make lemonade out of lemons.
It's the Happy Families Podcast.
For a happier family, try a Happy Families membership, because a happy family doesn't just happen. Details at happyfamilies.com.au.
It's the Happy Families Podcast, the podcast for the time-poor parent who just wants answers now. And we've had a lot of lemonade this weekend.
Well, we've had a lot of rain. I don't know about lemonade. Kylie, what's your I'll Do Better Tomorrow? What have you learnt this week that's going to be helpful for parents who are navigating the challenges that children often offer us?
Well, obviously, we've acknowledged that there's been a whole heap of rain come through Brisbane over the last few days and weeks, and our house in particular has received a lot of that. I feel like we literally sat under that cell for how many days? 3 or 4 days.
The clouds just didn't move. The rain just kept on landing, like day after day. It was full on.
And so as we're preparing to get ready for sale, we've had the landscapers come in. They've brought a whole heap of dirt in.
I don't want to talk about this.
And some of it didn't make it. It didn't last.
There was a day and a half, 2 days worth of work that these guys did, and the rain washed it all away. So they're back here at the moment. I wasn't
going to go there.
And they're cleaning it all up so that they can start again. Like, we've lost a week's worth of labour, and I don't even, oh gosh, I don't even
We're
want to
talking about lemonade right now, not lemons.
I know. Okay. All right. Well, where's the lemon? Where's the lemonade?
There's lots of lemons if we let you do all the talking. But having the kids in the house, like we said, a fully dressed house, beautiful white display furniture.
And they can't get outside because it's pouring with rain.
Well, unless you're Emily.
Right.
As a 7-year-old, all of that rain was just heaven for her. And so the next thing I've seen, she's out there. She looks like a drowned rat. Mm-hmm. She is
wearing her swimmers,
making dams out of all of the water features that are now running through our property. And I just didn't have the heart to stop her. It was so much fun watching her.
We've got like a 3 cubic metre pile of soil. I mean,
I haven't got to that point.
A big lump of soil. I'm talking it's filling the driveway.
And the next thing, the boys from next door are with her, and she's found the mud pile.
Yeah. And literally the soil has become a 3 cubic metre mud pile.
And they were in heaven from top to toe, head to toe.
Building tunnels and
covered
climbing on it.
in mud.
Yeah, because that's what soil becomes once it's wet, and 3 cubic metres is a lot of soil.
And all I could think about was, I'm really glad Dad's not here at the moment because I think this would stress him out. But you know what? You're not inside. You're not playing on the cushions and the white furniture, and you are in heaven. And so I just let them play.
And then they stood under the hose and got all the mud off themselves before they did walk into the laundry and into the bathroom to clean up. So the I'll Do Better Tomorrow take-home message for today is, first of all, make sure you equip your kids. Like, teach them, give them the screwdriver, give them the saucepan, give them access to the oven, the stove, whatever, and teach them how to survive on their own, because one day you might find yourself stranded. Well, they might find themselves stranded and they need to be able to do it. But the other take-home message, Kylie...
Let kids be kids. Let them enjoy the mud pile.
Because the hose can clean up pretty much anything, right? We hope that you enjoy your weekend. We hope that it's not too wet wherever you are. And if you've been affected by the floods, or if you're affected by any of the major conflicts that are happening around the world, we hope that your family is safe and happy. The Happy Families podcast is produced by Justin Ruan from Bridge Media, and Craig Bruce is our executive producer. Hopefully this gives you some inspo to help your family, your parenting, to be better tomorrow. Next week, we're back with a conversation about how to defend young minds against pornography and keep them digitally safe. And when should parents get involved in the kids' schoolyard issues? It's all coming up on the Happy Families podcast. If you'd like more info, visit happyfamilies.com.au or check out our Facebook page, Dr. Justin Coulson's Happy Families.